Done.
Chat. Tell me he got my WeatherTech laps, not some bullshit else.
The most degenerate thing possible. He's gotten into iRacing, and he's even raced NASCAR some. So today, I thought I would do in video form what his entire chat does to him while he's racing and backseat the hell out of him. But what makes me a qualified backseat gamer, you might ask? Well, while I'm a bit of a washed-up driver, I still have over 7,000 iRating, and I've been teaching people how to turn left for over 2 years now. So I want to take everything I've learned from teaching iRacing NASCAR beginners and apply it to how xQc is driving, with 2 particular races. The first being late models at Oswego, and the second being ARCA at Richmond. So let's get to it. Alright, this is Oswego in the late model, so this will be very interesting. Very weird and bumpy track. Okay, yeah, I know you guys are going to talk about that racing line. I don't love it either. Third gear is an interesting choice here, but I think I can see why. He's having a hard time rotating the car, and I think that third gear is kind of that last-ditch effort to get that turn. That was
I used to be so bad
there. Third gear kind of screwed it up. Let's see if he can improve on the second lap here. Yeah, I think that racing line is just failing him. I just don't think that racing line is correct, and I think because xQc is trying to follow it, it's really messing him up.
Yep.
I think if you go wider, you can full send.
Really bogging down the middle of the corner. You can see his hands turning over.
I've been telling him
Definitely not what
the
you
racing
want
line,
to see
turn it off,
on.
man.
But I got to give it to him. He's got car control. I think the first time I saw him, he was struggling a little bit, but he's definitely got a good amount of car control here. You can keep the car under him the whole way. It was pretty smooth. He didn't look like he was chopping back and forth with the wheel too much, but there's just some ways that we can help him get rotation, and it's very common to have this, especially for rookies. So the first thing I want to point out here is his setup for the corner. We're going to talk about the setup, we're going to talk about throttling technique, and we're going to talk about braking technique in ovals. The first is the most important. This is the setup. So what I want you to look at here is the angle that his nose is at when he enters the corner. About right there is about when the corner starts. This is when he starts the turn in. And where his nose is pointed right now, he's almost just going directly at the wall. But what I want to see from oval drivers getting into the corners like this is a more angled approach before you even get in the banking. The thing about banking is that people think that the banking is going to help you turn into the corner, but it couldn't be farther from the truth, because this turn right here, the centripetal force is just going to want to throw you straight out to the wall. And when you go straight out to the wall, you're going to have to fight the car to get it down. So to beat that, we want to rotate the car by getting an angle out of it while we're still on the straightaway. So his nose at the beginning of the corner pointed straight ahead. I want to see it more aimed at this wall all the way down here. It might be a little bit extreme at first, but it's going to allow him to not have to bog his car down to get the car to rotate in the center of the corner. Instead, he'll just be able to keep his speed as the car is turning.
I'm listening.
And it's not really fighting with him at all. And that's what we're looking for, to have the car just not fight you at any step of the way.
I'm always scared of spinning out.
But what about the braking? Take a look at his percentage on braking and how long he does it for. He does a quick stab. I don't know, you might have missed that. He did a quick stab at about 70% braking. This is very intuitive for road racers or really anyone just getting started. You want to slow the car down.
You want to get some traction down too.
Too fast. That makes sense. But even at a track like this, our brake is not being used to slow down the car. If we wanted to coast around the corner, we could. Instead, our brake is being used as like a second steering wheel. So instead of doing a quick stab at 70%, you can get free rotation by going at about 10 to 20% and extending that duration while you otherwise would just be coasting. This would help him stick his car to the bottom line while not having to add any extra wheel input, and at the same time allowing him to throttle back.
Chat, so what does the game say? White as in don't do anything, when I should be trail braking all the way through them
earlier. And those are the 3 things that we want in oval racing. We want to minimize our steering, we want to get our angle correct, and we want to throttle as soon as possible. So let's take a look at how his throttle technique is. So he gets back on the throttle here, and you see this pumping action. He's going back and forth on the throttle.
Yeah, I pump all the time.
A lot of the time when you're going back and forth on the throttle, that's actually going to kill your rotation. It's going to stop you from rotating and instead settle you back into kind of a straight line in the corner. And why would we want a straight line in the corner? That's just going to send us straight towards the wall. So another thing I would recommend is I would get either smoother on the throttle or just commit to it. And the late model is a pretty easy car, to be honest with you. It's one of the cars that you can just smash the throttle and commit to. Sure, it might not be 100% the best on tires, but especially for a beginner, understanding committing to the throttle is going to make...
True. In my defense, this loop is a piece of shit. This oval can suck it.
To set up. All right, take a look at our lap side by side here. See how I carry my speed into the corner by turning in early and using that 10 to 20% brake. It just sticks to the line, allows me to get really...
Hold on. Wait, he gets 1 second there?
Early and using that 10 to 20% brake, it just sticks to the line.
Hold on, let me see.
Corner by turning in early and using that 10 to 20% brake, it just sticks to the line.
Wait,
allows me to get really aggressive on the throttle, and I can just slide the car back up the track.
I didn't even know that existed then.
Same thing with 3 and 4, but we actually have to avoid a really...
The Logitech brake is a piece of shit. Guys, I'm not trying to defend myself, okay, because I'm learning something here. But the Logitech brakes are so shit. It goes from nothing.
Yeah, buy a new one.
And it goes, like, dude.
That bump. So I
it's hard to trail
buy a new one. Dude,
and get through.
You can afford a good one.
Very different lines, but one of them is just enabled by having that angle early and also being able to get on that trail brake. All right, now we're at ARCA at Richmond, and he's qualified 6th. That's pretty good. This is a hard combo. Very easy to spin out, as you might see in a little bit here. But let's see how this race goes. So good start. Let's see how xQc's racecraft is. He is aggressive on the track. Very conservative to turn 1, but I feel like that's usually pretty smart. Rolls the corner pretty good. His throttle control is not bad at all. Able to navigate around the slower cars. Yeah, that's what can happen. You see that right there. Very easy to spin out at this combo. Little overcook on that corner, but he knows when to back out. He's a little afraid of that wall. He's not using up all of his real estate. You see everyone else is kind of happy to track the car out to the wall. He's having not trusting his car quite enough to let it go.
I don't trust that car.
Oh, and that's where he loses it. So going for a pass, he loses it. Oh no, I don't know. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Good wait. Oh, and he's just... So now back at the pack. But what happened on that crash there? So unfortunately, we aren't able to see his inputs, but we can get a very good idea of what happened. So as we are passing the 3 car here, he does a really good job rolling under the 3. But I want you to take a look at 2 things. I want you to take a look at where the steering wheel is located and then listen to how his car is going. Listen for the throttle mid-corner.
You're in 4th position. Get the car outside, the car in T.
Yeah, I see it now. I get it now.
Did you hear it?
Yeah,
so he had his wheel right there. This is probably about the limit of grip he could possibly have, having the amount of throttle that he had in his steering wheel right there. And the moment he loses his rear is the moment that he goes down on the throttle.
I get it. I get it. If I'm going too fast, I can just trail brake it, get a better angle. Once I got it, I full throttle and commit to it then.
Out letting go of the wheel. He jumps over the limit of grip. He tries to throttle up while still keeping that initial wheel input. And what happens is his right rear tire no longer has grip to accommodate for both those things. So what I like to teach, pretty similar to what Swelio teaches on the roadside, is that you got to imagine that there is a string between your throttle pedal and your steering wheel turning left. The more that you turn your steering wheel to the left and the more that you go down your throttle pedal, the more tension there is in the string. And at a certain point, it's going to snap. So it didn't snap here because he was off of his throttle. But as he gets back on his throttle, he has to be right there. Very small amount of throttle. But for any more throttle he adds here, that's going to snap the string.
YouTube title.
And he added just that little bit of more throttle, and the string snapped. So if you're a rookie doing ovals on iRacing and you have your car just spin out of nowhere, it feels like, go back into your replay and check. Did it happen when you raised your throttle without having any sort of turn back towards the center on your wheel? If so, it probably means that you jumped the amount of grip that you have on the right rear tire, and that leads to a spin. Very common on this combo because there is not...
It didn't call me a rookie. It's a title you have in the game.
Much grip on that right rear.
It's rookie title.
Ooh, you hear that brake lock up again. You really don't want to be going over that 20% brake, and that was like 70 at least. Oh no! Oh, there we go. Save it. Save it. Oh.
Okay, I have learned since then, okay? Guys, over here, it's because if you're gonna do corrections, you don't want to overcorrect, and you don't want to be either braking or accelerating while you're correcting it. You just gotta do like a boat and get it back on track.
70 at least.
But yeah, I'm still throttling.
Oh, there you go. Save it. Save it. Oh. Race over. Yeah. Same exact thing as the first spin. So as he's getting off the corner, he tries to go full throttle right there. Look how much his steering wheel is turned while he's still trying to go full throttle. That's going to be a spin 10 out of 10 times at Richmond, because that is not a forgiving track for right rear grip. So that is a good lesson. If you are going to go full throttle, you either have to go straighter on the steering wheel and trust the car, let the wall be where it is, and just trust that your car is going to make the corner.
Chat,
or else you're just going to have to hold
I think I get it
for the rest of the corner.
Chat, I think I just done trail braking it. A slight brake, 10-20% while turning, and then
go full throttle.
You turn more.
That's not always the wrong answer. You can do that if you are just not comfortable with anything else. I'm always super excited when I see someone who's not particularly interested in NASCAR try it out on iRacing. So thank you, xQc, for showing it to a new group of people. Hopefully,
I understand. Because when you brake, the car nose goes forward like that, and then you're getting more downforce.
Try it out and have a lot of fun. But other than that, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Yep.
And I hope to see you all on the track.
Is it like that, chat? But the same way when you're accelerating, too much like that, and then you spin. There's like too much acceleration, and you spin. No, I don't get it. Okay. Nice. Damn, dude. I understand what he said. I get it. Better line, nose aligned with the corner I'm going for. Okay. And I gotta respect the string of not over throttling if I'm already pushing the steering.
Yeah.
The balance between the angle and the spin. Yep. And the lines are garbage too.
Later.